I'm a little late because I am used to streaming on Saturdays. But welcome to my first episode of Mod Mondays, where I'll be playing ROM hacks and mods of my favorite games. So you can kind of see where I'm going with now. You probably don't know what hack I'm about to play, but you can tell it's probably a Sega CD one, right? So let me unpause my emulator here because I don't have my Sega CD hooked up because my Elgato capture device does not work with my Genesis. I highly doubt it'll work with my Sega CD. So yes, it's Megamix. The reason why I'm playing this hack is because this is the first ROM hack I discovered of Sonic the Hedgehog. And this is how I got into ROM hacking. And I joined Sonic Retro 17 years ago. Oh, or it'll be 17 years in like a few weeks. But so essentially, I wanted to play this game first because this was the hack that got me into Sonic ROM hacking. I discovered Sonic ROM hacking through this hack. I discovered Sonic Retro through this hack back in November of 2008, and that's when I joined the hacking community. I didn't really do too much in the hacking community until like 2011, but I wanted to start with probably, arguably, I would say my favorite Sonic 1 hack, Megamix. And a lot of people are probably like, yeah, it's just Megamix, you know. But I wanted to play this first because, oh, the game crashed. Yes, I'm playing this. No, it's just taking forever to load. So yes, I'm playing this the Sega CD version, and the reason why is because this was released like weeks or about a month before I joined the Sonic hacking community, and this is the one I'm most familiar with. So we're gonna start without further ado. And the reason why I wanted to do this series is because I wanted to play ROM hacks of my favorite games. And I figured I might as well just start with a Sonic hack, and start with the hack that got me into Sonic hacking, and got me to discover Sonic hacking. And plus I haven't played this one in a while. And fun fact, I burned this to a CD, like, shortly after I joined the Sonic community, and I still have that CD, so it's like 17 years old at this point. Eventually, I would like to show off some of my hacks I have not shown off before, or maybe show progress on hacks I might be working on. I'm not working on anything right now other than my Sonic 1 Game Gear disassembly. Ooh, major slowdown. But eventually, I do want to show off my own ROM hacks and mods and stuff. Well, I only ROM hack. I don't make mods. There's somewhat of a difference between the two words. I usually like to use the word mod for like mods of like 3D Sonic games, and I use the word hacking for 2D Sonic games, but they're interchangeable, I think. And some people don't even like using the term hack for ROM hacking, you know. They prefer the term mod. But one of my pet peeves is when people call ROM hacks fan games. I'm like, no, those are not fan games. Fan games are games that run on their own engine, whether it's from scratch, like built from scratch, or it's just a pre-existing engine. ROM hacks are hacks of existing Sonic games. So like, oh man, they're into a Motobug. So like this is a ROM hack. This is a heavily modified version of Sonic 1. Even says that in the little splash screen. This is not a fan game. There is a Sonic Megamix fan game that someone made. But for this, for Mod Mondays, we're gonna play ROM hacks. We're gonna play mods. And it's not just gonna be Sonic hacks either. I'm gonna eventually get around to playing hacks of Mega Man, Pokemon. Might even play some Tomb Raider level edits too, because I love Tomb Raider. But I wanted to just start off with the Sonic hack that started it all for me. And it's a shame that this hack was cancelled, And there was another release of this hack that shouldn't have been released. It was leaked. But I wanted to play this version because this is the version I first played. And as you may or may not know, one of the people that worked on this hack, Stealth, is Simon Tomley. He works for Headcanon. That's his gaming studio now. Yes, he worked on Sonic Mania, and him and the Taxman worked together to make the Sonic CD 2011 port as well. So Sega hired some ROM hackers, in case if you didn't know that. In fact, a lot of people that worked on Sonic Mania were part of the Sonic community, and not just ROM hackers. But they also made like fan art, fan-made music, stuff like that, remixes. So it's a shame that this hack never was completed. But then we probably would have never got Mania. And so the only character I can play this game with would be Sonic. Because he's the only character that can actually beat the game. Because there is a bug with trying to play as any other character and trying to beat this version of the game. Pretty sure that's not in existence in the Genesis version of the game. So this is actually an unstable release, and it's listed like that on Sonic Retro. But I wanted to play this one first. Oh, I shouldn't have taken this way. That's why I'm not gonna get the Chaos Emerald. Dang it! Yeah, let's play this music. I don't know where it's from, but I don't know if anyone's gonna watch this. I didn't really set a title. You know what? Let me do that real quick. I don't think I set a title on that. Because this is not streaming Saturdays. This is Mod Mondays. Streaming Sonic Megamix. Yeah, so this is definitely not correct. So let me fix this. So hold on. Sorry. Should have done this before I started live streaming. No one's watching right now, so it's fine. Whatever. One. Alright. Save. Much better. We're not playing Super Mario RPG because it's not Saturday. It is Monday. I'm going to try to do this every Monday at 7 o'clock. So that should give me enough time to live stream and then get ready for bed. Since Mondays are like my Sundays. So I go back to work on Tuesdays. But I'm off the next 2 days, so. Which is why I wanted to start doing that this week. But eventually, like I said, I'm gonna branch out. And I'm gonna play ROM hacks of other games, not just Sonic. But I wanted to start with Sonic. And start with Megamix, as I already explained. But oh, dang it. I remember, like, I still love this hack. Yeah, like I said, I would say this was probably maybe my favorite Sonic 1 hack. I don't know, there's been a lot over the years. But this one holds a special place in my heart because it was the first one I discovered. It got me into Sonic ROM hacking. And I remember downloading it, the ISO, I remember burning it to a disc, playing it on my Sega CD, and at the time I did not have a flash cart, so this was like the only Sonic ROM hack that I could play on real hardware because I had a Sega CD. Man, just imagine if they were able to finish this. Would have been really cool. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, as I was saying, lately I've been working on my Sonic 1 Game Gear disassembly again. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just splitting data. I'm splitting what the disassembler thought was data into actual legible code. So that's what I've been doing. And also slowly identifying things along the way. So like right now, I discovered where the boss logic is for Green Hill Zone. So once I'm done splitting that all away, I'm gonna go ahead and put that in its own folder. So the GitHub version of the disassembly is outdated, but I just started working on the disassembly again. So I don't want to update it yet, but once I'm at a good point where I can update the GitHub, I will. So I'm doing like basically, I would say all the boring bits because I'm just splitting stuff now. And eventually I'm gonna go and try to identify things. And that'll be the fun part, you know. Also, I remember this is the first time I ever heard this song. This is from the Hybrid Front. I would never play that game because A, it's only in Japanese, and B, I don't like real-time strategy games. So, that is a real-time strategy game for the Sega Mega Drive because this is a Japanese game. It's got a good soundtrack. Now, Fumi Hataya, I believe, is the guy that composed the music for that game. And we all know, if you didn't know this, he composed some of the songs in Sonic CD as well as some of the songs in Sonic 2 8-bit. Which is also why Toot Toot Sonic Warrior or Sonic You Can Do Anything sounds similar to Green Hill's Zone from Sonic 2 8-bit. Because they were working on both of those games at the same time. So therefore he, you know... And in fact, I'm pretty sure weren't the two games supposed to be like intertwined with each other at some point? At least that's my theory. So that's probably why that song exists basically in both of those Sonic games. Excuse me. Waiting for that object to fall. Apparently I wasn't close enough for it to do that. But yeah, I would say this version of this song, because it's got like 3 different versions, you know, kind of like how Sonic 3 has like remixes between the 2 acts. This is my favorite version of this track. I forget the name of it. I have the VGMs downloaded to my computer, and I listen to them on Fubar 2000. For a while I used to use Winamp, and I would use Winamp and Fubar 2000, but I haven't used Winamp in such a long time. Now I just use Fubar 2000. They're both old programs where you can listen to high quality video game music. Because yeah, I know there's other formats you can listen to that stuff in, but VGM is great because you can mute sound channels, and I love that. Oh, I love that part. I don't think I'm gonna get all the Chaos Emeralds, it looks like. I keep messing up and losing rings and not hitting enough to go through those special stages, so... Guess this will be a casual run, I guess you can say. But the amount of Sonic hacks that still reference this game is ridiculous. I knew that was gonna happen. But there's so many ROM hacks out there that still try to imitate Megamix. And I get it, you know, it's a very well-known mod, a well-known hack. So many people know about it, so many people love it, so they want to imitate it. But I think we're at that point where if you're imitating Megamix, it's not really original. You know what, maybe I should post this in, like, the hacking contest Discord or something. Maybe more people will see it, that I'm going live. I don't know. Or does this be a quiet stream where I just talk about things to myself? That's usually how my streams go, but it's all good. So this song's from a Sonic CD prototype, the 510 prototype, which was the first Sonic CD prototype we got, so it makes sense that it would make its way into here. Because I'm pretty sure that prototype also came out, I think, the same year that this version of Megamix did, which was the same year I joined the community, because there was a lot of different prototypes that were released in 2008, and that's how the Hidden Palace came to be, too. HiddenPalace.org, I believe that's their link, or is it .net? I don't know, I haven't been on there in a long time. They shut down their forums, and I'm salty about that. They shut it down for a freaking Discord server, and that's stupid in my opinion, but I'm like, who does that? It's a research community, you should be on a forum, but anyway. I just haven't been on there in a long time, so I don't know why I'm slowing down. I have a fire shield. I'm not gonna get hit by lava. One thing though, this music port is slow. They didn't fix the tempo, but they were working on other things. So I guess they get a pass since this is an older hack and they were working on other things. But nowadays I see this issue still, and I'm like, you guys need to fix your music ports. Like, I suck at music hacking. I'm not good at it. I just recently, not too long ago, finally figured out how to port a song from Sonic Chaos that's one of the prototypes into the final game. That was something I never thought I would do, because music hacking goes way over my head. Like the coordinates and all that stuff, especially when it comes to 16-bit Sonic games, because of the FM patches, like pitch, tempos, different envelopes. It's crazy how much technical stuff goes into music for the Genesis, because it's FM. FM synthesis is so, like, confusing to me. But I love it. I love FM synths over MIDI. That's me. That's why I prefer the Genesis sound over Super Nintendo. Also, I'm biased because I'm a Genesis fan. I grew up with a Genesis. I didn't grow up with the Super Nintendo. I was a Sega kid. But, you know. So it looks like this is going to be a casual run, as I said. Because apparently I suck and cannot get the Chaos Emeralds or enough rings to get to the special stages. But the special stages, they look cool. They each have their own song, which is cool. And I'm sure they were going to do something extra. I'm pretty sure they were going to do something with mode, or not mode 7. It's not called mode 7. It's like mode 7. Because I think Marky Jester was going to work on the engine to make the special stages kind of similar to Sonic CD's special stages. But that never happened. You know, the hack got cancelled. I can't remember if that made its way into the, that leaked demo 5.0. Because I think I only played that version of the hack once. but I haven't played it in such a long time. And like I said, this is the first time I played Megamix in a very long time. I couldn't tell you the last time I played this hack. I want to say it. I can't remember, honestly. It's been a very long time. Oh, jeez. That's right, he has one hit is because they were testing things out. And obviously they were gonna change that to where he had more than one hit point. You know. But then he comes back. They basically did that to test things out. I forgot about that. And I'm sure they would have optimized this to make those slowdowns go away. I know for a fact, absolutely, that would happen. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. We're gonna damage boost, maybe. Nah, I'm gonna die. Well. As you can see, like I said, it's been a while since I played Megamix. I love how they put a water shield there just to troll you. They're like, no, we're gonna troll you. I did it again. And I know they were working on a Sonic 2 Megamix at some point. And there is... They do have that on the wiki as well. Oh, well, I'm just gonna die. I don't have any rings. But 18-year-old me was blown away by this ROM hack. And I mean, I still am. But there's so many other hacks that have been around and do so much more than Megamix does, but still, for the time, you gotta remember, this was 2008, and it was when I joined the community, of course. It was literally not too long after the Sonic 1 disassembly was released to the public, like the first one, the Hive Brain one, that was released in 2005, so at the time that this hack came out, very impressive, especially for the fact that this hack was ported to the Sega CD, which was a big technical feat back then, you know? I mean, now you got Mode 1 that people are doing, which is freaking cool too, but that's literally just, you know, relying on the... dang it! I guess I'm gonna get a game over here, and I'll have to start over. I usually never had this problem before. Like I said. Aw, come on. Been a while since I played it. I got a game over. Or, yeah, against a Caterpillar. Well, I guess I'm starting over. Maybe I can get all the Chaos Emeralds now. I can't remember if the save works or not. Also, fun fact, only tech members can use the Sonic Retro screen, but all the assets, I'm pretty sure, the link to it in the tech lounge is dead. I gotta look. I mean, if you're technical enough, you can just recreate it. But... oh, jeez. Yeah, originally only tech members could use that screen because those assets were in the tech lounge. But like I said, I'm pretty sure that link's dead. I gotta look. To be fair, the tech lounge is very dead. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to say anything else about it. Because we're not supposed to leak anything out, so I'm not gonna leak anything out. But, I will say, the lounge is kinda dead. There has been a little bit of activity not too long ago, but... and I used to have ideas of what I wanted to post in there, but I just never did that. was saying before that. Oh yeah. So I was thinking, there was a ROM hack that was leaked out of the Tech Lounge, and that was Yoshi and Sonic 2, I believe. And that hack was not supposed to be out of the Tech Lounge. That was supposed to be a Tech Lounge exclusive, but we still don't know who leaked that out. Oh. I never realized that he can do a homing attack against the fireballs, and I'm sure they would have fixed that. Because the way that was probably programmed is to check to see if there's like an enemy object that's nearby, quote-unquote enemy object, and for Sonic to home onto it, which in this case would be the fireball, even though it's not an enemy. So then he homes onto it. I'm almost back at the spot that I kept dying at. And I only got one life. So this bites. And a water shield, because they want to troll you instead of giving you a fire shield. I know some of the people that worked on this were pretty young at the time when they worked on it. Because Marky Jester, he's my age. So he was 18 at the time. And I think Sonic 65 might have worked on this, and he became a tech member at the age of 15, so he was young. Oh boy. But it's really cool to see how far Sonic ROM hacking has gone, but it's also, I don't know, kind of stagnant, which is kind of sad to think about. But there's a lot more potential. Like, you know, I hack the 8-bit games. So if I can work on my disassemblies more, make it easier for other people to hack the 8-bit games. And I mean, there's the Sonic 2 Master System disassembly as well, so... But I feel like, yeah, there's a lot more potential in the ROM hacking community. I think more people should get out of their comfort zones and start working on hacks that they're not really, they don't really make hacks of, you know? But they need to have the knowledge, though, too, so... Oh, boy. Ah, we did it! We did it! Can't believe I had that much problem with that boss. It's been a long time since I played it, but anyway. But the Sonic ROM hacking community really... I don't know. It's impressive to see what a lot of people do, but it's also like, I feel like, looking at the Sonic ROM hacking community, and looking at the Pokemon ROM hacking community, I feel like we're behind, even though we had disassemblies before they did. Because the Pokemon disassemblies are pretty new. Like the Gen 1 disassembly, I want to say it was only made like, it's not even a decade old at this point, I think. I think it was made, I mean, it might be, but certainly not as old as the Sonic 1 disassembly, because that's 20 years old now, you know. But the Pokemon hacking scene, like, they went from just having just tools to, like, making a disassembly within, like, it took them a while, but once they did, like, there's disassembly. The disassembly for, uh-oh, am I stuck? But the disassembly for not just Pokemon Red, but for Crystal version 2 is like really well commented. Like every single thing is well commented. And everything has its own folder, and the thing is also, when it comes to Game Boy modding, they have, I feel like, better tools when it comes to like making artwork. Because all they literally have to do, they have bitmaps to edit graphics in the Gen 1 disassembly. Like, that is so easy. All you have to do is open up the bitmap in your art editor of choice, no matter if it's Paint, if you still use that, or, you know, GIMP or Photoshop or whatever, and then you can easily just edit the sprites from there. Whereas in like with the Sonic tools, we have to go through hoops. Like, we gotta open up this program, then we gotta open up the mappings, whatever, you know, whatever you're trying to do, you gotta open it up in an editor, and then you gotta open up all these other files into an editor, and from there you can import sprites. But I don't know, I think our tools just really need to be revamped, and I think that might help too. But like I said, there's like untapped potential with the 8-bit games, and you know, I just wish, you know, I had the time to make tutorials, whatever. But I'm still learning, you know, like, I'm still working on my Sonic 1 Game Gear disassembly, and I already know, like, people downloaded my Chaos disassembly, and it's not that great, to be honest with you, but that's another thing, like, I don't know, my disassemblies, I guess, are a pain to work with, and I apologize for that, but at the moment, I really don't have the knowledge to, like, make my own tools. Like, I'm a programmer who's good at modifying existing code, but when it comes to, like, writing my own code for, like, sorry, I got itch, for, like, programs and stuff, I don't know where to begin. Like, you know, like, how to get it to work with files, is what I'm saying. Like, open up a file and all that. So, a lot of times when you work with my disassemblies, you have to basically go through, find extra bits of padding in the ROM, delete it, and then you can add your code, because the ROM is filled with data already, and if you add any new code, it's gonna cause overflows to happen, and I know that's something I need to work on for my disassemblies. Because not other disassemblies aren't like that, it's just, I don't have the tools to do that. That's why I also uploaded my disassembly to GitHub, and then maybe someone else can help with that, but now I'm just focusing on splitting stuff. But I don't know, I really think there's a lot more potential to be had in the Sonic hacking community, and I think a lot of people should branch out, try to hack 8-bit games. There we go, we got our first Chaos Emerald. But, I don't know, I really think the Sonic hacking community has a lot of, like, needs to grow. Like, right now, we're kind of stagnant, I feel like. And I'm not the only one that thinks this. I know a lot of people have been talking about it for years, and I don't know. I really don't know what we can do to change that. And like I said, maybe our tools need to be updated a bit. Maybe that will help. Because that'd be great if we had a tool like that Game Boy art editor that literally opens up bitmaps. Like, that would make, like, be a game changer, you know? And I wish there was more tools to hack more games, you know, like, there is a Sonic 1 Master System editor. I don't know if it's been updated for the Game Gear yet. I have not looked at that. And it'd be nice if there was, like, because there's Aspect Edit for, you know, Sonic Chaos, Sonic 2, Triple Trouble, and you can open up the compressed art in Sonic Drift there, because it uses the same algorithm. I believe it has Sonic Chaos, Jesus. I haven't really fully looked at that, but that's just a guess. And I did some Sonic Drift hacking. I mean, I've got hacking notes on the Sonic Retro wiki, but I'm gonna go back to just focusing on Sonic 1 on the Game Gear. And I know, that's another thing though, when it comes to Game Gear games and Master System games, not a lot of people played them, not a lot of people know about them, or really care about them. So that's another reason why they don't get hacked as much, other than the lack of knowledge and information out there, which is also one of the things I'm trying to change. And I'm not the only one. I would say Pixel Cat, she's doing a lot better than what I'm doing. But, you know, I probably should have posted this in a Discord server or something. Because no one's really watching, but that's fine. And I did have someone watching at some point. Oh man, I lost all my rings. But I don't know, even if no one's watching now, they can watch this video back, and I want to hear their thoughts about, you know, the state of Sonic hacking and how we can improve it, because I want to know. Because I love this community, you know, Sonic's my favorite gaming franchise. I love the Sonic hacking community. It's so cool to see what other Sonic hackers can do. How much has been done in the community. Because we got a lot of talented hackers out there, for sure. Man, no special stage, because I lost all my rings, so... But I hope I can get a different Elgato capture card that can actually work with the Genesis. Just because the Genesis outputs a weird aspect ratio that it doesn't know what to do with it. So it outputs in black and white. Also, I had issues trying to get audio to work in that on OBS. But I know there's another one, and that's another thing, like, the Elgato capture device I have will not work on Linux. And I mean, I use Windows when I'm live streaming, just because I have things set up over here. But I do boot with Linux and Windows 11. I hate Windows 10, I'm glad it ended support. I had too many issues with it. But if I got that new one, not only would it work with my Genesis, I'm pretty sure it works on Linux too. Just the one I have is that old USB one. It's showtime. They didn't edit this boss, so it's just Springyard's boss. With more hybrid front music. But yeah, this hack got me introduced to a lot more soundtracks for the Mega Drive. Oh. Yeah, you better run. But yeah, it looks like I'm not gonna get out of Chaos Emeralds. Oh well. Oh, Misty Maze. His level's a pain because it's Labyrinth. And this is Columns 3 music. I would say though, I think out of all the levels, this has my favorite background in it. I might be wrong, but I think that background might be from Sonic CD. I could be wrong, I don't know. And the amount of, you know, there are quite a few Sonic hacks that use this song for their water levels, imitating Megamix. Wish I had a water shield. I have a regular shield. Oh, water's rising. Give me that water shield. Need it. But yeah, it would have been nice if this hack was finished. Because I would love to play as Shadow. Because, I mean, yeah, you can in this version, but if you play as anyone other than Sonic, the game will hang at the end. Not sure what bug it is. And yeah, I'm using Kega Fusion. You can get mad at me in the comments if you want. It's inaccurate, I know. But I need to get the latest build of, one of the night builds of Blastum, because there's support for Sega CD on the newer versions of Blastum. Because that's a better emulator, because it's actually accurate. But in my opinion, it's good for debugging. You know, like testing and making sure that things are going to work, or would work on real hardware. I think it's got debugging features. Like I said, I have not hacked the 16-bit games in a while, so... Although I need to look into using a different emulator, I think, for my debugging purposes for the Game Gear games. Or get back in contact with the dev of Emulicious, because I've been having issues with that, getting it to disassemble a ROM properly, but... So I was gonna make a tutorial on how to make a disassembly. Very basic. Like, all you had to do is just use these tools, but can't do that because for whatever reason the emulator wasn't working right on Windows 11. I was talking to the dev on his Discord server, but I have not been on there in a while, so I need to get back in contact with him. Oh, I love that from some. Oh yeah, there's a bug with the sound drivers sometimes. Or it's playing one of the sound channels too loud and then get it the other one. Yeah, I gotta go some shit. I can fix that if I pause it, I think. No, it's broken. Yeah, it just would have been fixed if they, you know, still worked on it, but... Oh. And there we go. Dang it. Oh, welcome to my live stream. It's always nice seeing another Sonic fan. Have you ever played this ROM hack before? I think a lot of people have played Sonic Megamix, but... I mean, it's one of the most well-known Sonic ROM hacks. Oh jeez, I'm almost drowning again. Yeah, I've been a Sonic fan for a very long time. I've been a fan since 1994. So, over 30 years now. Oop. Uh-oh. Oh. And I'm gonna drown again. Ooh. Yeah, I remember when this ROM hack came out, or this version. At the beginning of my stream, I was talking about it. So I joined the Sonic community back in 2008, and it was like back when this ROM hack, like this version of the ROM hack came out. This one, I think, came out in 2005 originally, so it's like 20 years old. It's an old ROM hack, I know that. And I wish they kept working on it, but like I said, if they kept working on it, we probably wouldn't have gotten Mania. And I'm glad we got Sonic Mania. I love Mania. Not my favorite Sonic game. I still like Sonic 3 and Knuckles better. I forgot that happens. If you drown, sometimes Sonic will bounce and hit a spring. Alright, let's get air bubbles this time. Keep trying to get to the top, but I keep failing. Oh, I got an air bubble, I just didn't play the sound effect. Oh, Classic Heroes is great. I do want to play that eventually on my channel. It's been a long time since I played that one, too. Like I said, the last time I played this, I can't even remember, honestly. It's been a long time, I can tell you that. That's all I know. And I played this on my real Sega CD, too. And I still have that disc. I think I have it in my Sega CD right now. I can't remember if I took it out. Oh, there we go. Made it back to the top. Woo! Still don't get enough rings to go to the special stage, but I tried. I don't think I'm getting all the Chaos Emeralds. And I got a game over already. Man. Goes to show I have not played this one in a while. I need that bubble shield. And now I can't remember where this song came from. And I keep forgetting I have the homing attack and I can't use the bubble shield. I only have one Chaos Emerald. I managed to get enough rings to go to the special stage like twice. And I failed the first time, and then the second time I got it. So I don't think I'm getting all the Chaos Emeralds. Because I'm already in Misty Maze. Now he's bald. And they're just, you know, the standard, like, Sonic 1 special stages. Oh, that's right, it is from Callum's 3. I forgot about that. Just like the other track was. Thank you for reminding me of that. Oop. Well, I would have had enough rings if I didn't run into that spear. Well, I guess I'm not getting another Chaos Emerald. You know, that's one thing I do like about Origins, even though I grew up playing all the Genesis games, is that you can use coins to basically redo a bunch of levels and special stages over and over again if you keep messing up. That's how I got all the time stones in Sonic CD. There's a death pit there. Watch, I'll probably... I don't want to get another game over, but I might get another game over here. I hope not. Whereas in Vanilla Sonic 1, I could go through that entire game without dying once, but this is a ROM hack, so... Yeah, this is what got me into ROM hacking, was this hack right here, because I discovered ROM hacking through Megamix. And then I joined Sonic Retro, and I've been there for almost 17 years. I don't want to fall into that pit. And I'm getting back into ROM hacking, but I'm not actually working on a hack, but rather a disassembly. But I will start working on a hack just to, once I get around to like testing things out and identifying code. Seeing what does what. It's like that was the end of the act, but it's not. There we go. Let's see if I can get another Chaos Emerald. Yeah, I got the Sonic 1 not for resale, but I also have it on 6-pack and Sonic Classics. And then I own a couple copies of Sonic 2, like the Mega Drive version, like the PAL version. I also own a Canadian version of Sonic 1 that I bought. I used to have, fun fact, I used to have 2 copies of Sonic 3. I got those when I was 9. I got a copy from my grandma and my uncle. So one of them had to give the game back. But now I have like 2 copies because I have one from my friend from back in the day, and then I bought one recently, which was complete in box. But I beat all the Genesis games when I was a kid. Not counting Sonic CD. I didn't have Sonic CD as a kid. I beat that when I was in my 20s. My wife actually got me into that game because she had that game as a kid. She had a PC version though. Then I had Sonic Adventure DX for the GameCube. And like just recently, I think I got all the A ranks of Sonic. I never fully 100% beat that game. I still have to beat Sonic Adventure 2. There's a lot of Sonic games I still need to beat. I need to beat all the advanced games. I barely played Sonic Battle. I barely played Rush. Rush Adventure I haven't played. I'm at the end of Unleash, but I keep dying against Perfect Gaia, so I gave up on that. Because I have that on my Xbox, and I've been playing that on my Series S. Or I was, but I gave up on that. I've been playing a lot of Sonic Cross Worlds, though, recently. And I'm trying to get all the A ranks in time trial mode on Super Sonic Speed now. I already got them all on Sonic Speed. And I don't really play online because I'm not that good at the game. I'm only at a D rank on World Ranking. And I only played a little bit in the festivals, but... Oh yeah, Mega Collection's great. I remember beating, I did beat Sonic 3D when I was a kid, because I had a copy of it for the Genesis. I didn't have the Sega CD version of it, not until, I was older. Oh, not Sega CD, it wasn't on Sega CD, I mean Sega Saturn. I got that when I was 19. Oh yeah, Rise Star's good. I never beat that game, though. But yeah, like I said, I beat all the Genesis games when I was younger. Minus Sonic CD. Just recently, I know, last year I beat Shadow Generations. Stuck on Unleashed, like I said. Never really played much of Sonic Pocket Adventure. I beat Sonic 1 on the Game Gear. I beat the Master System version of Sonic 2 because the Game Gear version is more of a pain. I beat Sonic Chaos before. Never beat Triple Trouble or Tails Adventure. Oh, boss time. I like how there's a monitor there, so the graphics get overwritten. Also, the music stops playing, and there's no water. All this would have been addressed, I'm sure. I should play, like, 5.0 at some point, but... See, I wish I had a copy of Jim's collection, because I don't own a copy of Sonic R. And I would love to own a copy of that, but I don't. Because I know that's part of the collection. I almost got a copy of that when I was younger, but my cousin wanted to get a copy of Time Splitter's Future Perfect because he lost his. I'm glad I got that though, because that game is expensive now. I still have it, but yeah, there's a lot of Sonic games I need to actually play and finish them. And I finished the Sonic Generations portion of Shadow Generations. I never finished the original. And I have it both on the 3DS as well as the 360. And I have a PS3 copy, but I haven't opened it up. Now, I love this song. This is Chrome Gadget. I have many fond memories of playing Sonic 3 really late at night in the summertime as a kid and hearing this song because I would play in 2-player mode, just time trial. And this song is from Sonic CD 510 beta. And I love it better. I think I like this better than the final version of the music from Sonic CD. And I prefer the Japanese soundtrack over the US soundtrack. But we've got some good tracks on the US soundtrack as well, though. Like, I would say Stardust Speedway Present is really good on our version. But overall, my favorite song from Sonic CD would have to be Quartz Quadrant Present, and it's the Japanese version. But eventually, on this channel, I'm eventually going to play some other Sonic hacks too, and I might play some of my own. Cause I know I showcased some of my old hacks, but it's been a while. I keep getting stuck. I would love to own all the Sonic games, but that's going to be impossible. There's some that are so expensive that I won't be able to get. Like, a lot of the Master System games never really made their way here in the US, so they're super expensive. And not to mention Sonic 2 and 1 is very hard to find. Like, only a few people, I think, have it. There we go, I got out of there. Much better. But at the very least, I want to own all the Sonic games that I possibly can. But I don't know if I want to get more of the spin-offs, like... Oh yeah, I still need to play the storybook games. I own both of them, including Sonic Chronicles, too. I need to finish Frontiers. I haven't finished that one yet. I've been slacking on that. I beat Forces. I did beat that. I beat that because I had beaten Mania right when they both first came out. And I'm like, well, since they tie in with each other, I might as well beat it. Shadow Generations I beat. Just recently, I went through and beat all the 16-bit games via Origins Plus. Still want to go through and try to beat some of the 8-bit games I haven't beat, like Labyrinth and... Oh yeah, I beat Sonic Drift, but that game's super short. Never beat Drift 2, though. And I was hacking Drift, but... Oh snap. And I got hacking notes on it on Sonic Retro, but... Oh man! I touched the goalpost and not the Chaos Emerald. Because they put it right there. Ah. I was so close. It's funny, I have the DS version of Colors. I don't have the Wii version yet, but I want to ask for that for Christmas. So I played most of the DS version. Here we go, here's some Michael Jackson music. I hope it doesn't get copyrighted. I remember thinking that Sonic, the Ice Cap Zone was based off of Smooth Criminal. Little did we know it was Hard Times by the Jetsons. Oh boy. I don't think there is a Wii version of Chronicles, is there? Unless if there's like a fan port or something. Because Chronicles came out, it was Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood. And that came out on the DS. And that's the other storybook game. Oh jeez. Okay, I guess I don't have rings. I'll go down here. But yeah, I barely played Sonic Chronicles. I just know that the music in that game is terrible. And it's because the people that made the music were fans, actually. They took a bunch of fan-made meaties off the internet and converted them into the DS sound font, but did a terrible job of doing so. So one can say that's the one Sonic game with the worst music if you don't count Sonic Jam on the Gamecom. Oh, nice. See, I've barely played Sonic R. I started playing it via an emulator one time, but I couldn't get the Red Book audio to play, so I didn't want to play it without music. So I gave up on that. I would love to have a copy of that, like a physical copy for the Sega Saturn, but I'd have to get a Japanese import. Because I have Sonic Jam, but I have the Japanese version, because it's too expensive. The US version is way too expensive. Since the Saturn didn't do so great here. So it's much cheaper to import, and I have it actually replayed. So I could play Japanese imports on my Sega Saturn. Alright. Yeah, I need to play Sonic R at some point, but I wanted to play it with music. Let's see if I can get this Chaos Emerald and not touch the goalpost. I touched the goal, but it wasn't that one. Oh boy. To quote Shadow, pathetic. Oh yeah, I forgot about Sonic the Fighters. Now I play that on my 360. And the achievements to get in that game were super easy to get, too. So I got all the achievements in it. That was a nice little fighting game. It was pretty fun. I know there is someone who's been hacking the original arcade version of that. I also want to point out that this is... music is up a pitch, and I always thought it was weird that they... I guess, I don't know what they did when they ported the song over from Sonic 3D, but they messed the pitch up. But you can mess with that in the sound test. So you can play it in the right pitch in the sound test, but... Oh yeah, there's no floor. Can't remember if this is a boss where he gets hit by like once and he's defeated. No, it's not. Oh yeah, 06. I own both copies of that for the PS3 and for the 360. I never beat it. I remember when it came out, and I remember I was mad at the fact that it was called Sonic the Hedgehog. Not the fact that it was bad. I didn't know it was bad at the time. Because, granted, I didn't get the game until a few years after it came out. And I wasn't part of the community then. But I think Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric is worse, and I have that game. That game made my Wii U freeze one time when I was trying to play it. So Oh yeah, I have the Steam version of Lost World. I also have the Wii U version though too. And then Sonic 4, I have it on Steam, but I also have it on Xbox as well. Never beat it. I think I finally just recently got all the Chaos Emeralds in it. I love how Eggman pops up. I never... There's a little Eggman sprite. I never noticed that. That's hilarious. Eggman's like, I'm free. Gotta love VRAM glitches. Now this song's from Dangerous Seed, if I remember correctly, and it's one of my favorite songs from the game. But yeah, it's Episode 1. Sonic 4 Episode 1 was bad. Oh yeah, the music was different. I definitely like the music better in the other versions of the game, but I feel like the Wii version had a little bit of a charm to it, though, with the music. Like, my favorite song was Mad Gear Act 3, and it sounded okay in that version, but it's way better on the PS3 and 360 version and Steam version for sure. Now, Episode 2 wasn't as bad. And I remember when I first got it, I spent all day getting those Chaos Emeralds because I didn't have a second player to play as Tails. I just played by myself. So it took me all day to get the Chaos Emeralds, but I managed to get the Chaos Emeralds. But then I lost that save because I didn't have cloud saving because I couldn't afford Xbox Live at the time. And I sold that 360 to a local game store and couldn't back up my save files, so when I went to go and replay it again, once I got a new 360, and when I got my Xbox One, I lost my saves. Yeah, it didn't. That's right. Episode 2 was only out on 360 and PS3. It didn't even get a mobile version. Episode 1 did. I never played a mobile version. And there was a minecart part of, what was it, Casino Street, I think is the name of that zone. Where you had to use the gyro controls to control it, which is a pain. Which I did not like, going back to Sonic Lost World on the 3DS, I did not like the special stages in that because of that. But fun fact, I got to play Sonic Lost World for the Wii U before it came out. Because I went to Sonic Boom 2013, because it was in St. Louis, and I live near St. Louis. So I got to go to that event and play that game before it was released. So that was pretty cool. The game was okay. I wouldn't say it's bad, but I wouldn't say it's one of the best Sonic games. I mean, you could do a lot worse, but... Oh, jeez. Curtsy Spring. And then oh, well, there's a death pit, but, yeah, I have Lost World for the, for Steam. You know, I'm sure there's mods of that game. I'll have to look that up. I'm more familiar with the 2D ROM hacks more than 3D mods. I usually don't play 3D mods, but I'll probably get around to doing that on this channel at some point. Now, I probably won't judge them in the hacking contest. I think I'll just stick to ROM hack judging, but... And then the track in Sonic Cross Worlds, the Hidden World, whatever, that track's kind of a pain in the butt. That's based off of Lost World. With the giant, like, fuzzy Pac-Man, I like to call him. Oh man, that's a death pit. Yeah, I made it to Metallic Base and have only, like, one Chaos Emerald. Because that was a bug with this version where it doesn't display the Chaos Emeralds on the results screen. Or some of them will appear, but, like, they appear behind the background, I think, so then they don't show up right. But I have only one. And speaking of special stages, it wasn't until recently Blue Spheres was my favorite, but now I really like the... Oh, it's, the Sonic... Oh, what was I saying? Okay. I like Sonic City's special stages, my bad. And, for Heroes, I used to have the GameCube version, and I played that version. I don't think I have the GameCube version anymore. Oh wait, no, I have the GameCube version, I have the PS2 version, I don't have the Xbox version. And I used to have the Xbox version. But I played the PS2, GameCube, and I played all three versions of that. I think there was a PC port of that though too, but I do not have the old PC port. Because it was only for, like, Windows XP. Like, it came out... no. It came out in, like, the same year, I think, or a year after. So, in 2004, I think. I would say, though, the PS2 version is definitely the worst version of it. I'd seen someone post on Facebook the other day saying that Sonic Heroes was not a good game, and then they showed a picture of the Sonic 2 version, or PS2 version of the game. And I'm like, you played the worst version. Oh yeah, this has the same bug that Sonic 1 does, where this giant ring won't appear because there's artwork that overwrites it. Yeah, the GameCube and PC versions, I would say, are the best. I'm not sure about the Xbox version. Like I said, I only had it for a little bit, and I didn't play it much. I have an original Xbox now, but this was back when I had it and I played it on my 360. Oh boy. Now this song is from Cosmic Carnage, which I own on the 32X, because I have a 32X and a Sega CD. This is not my favorite song in that game, though. I would say one of the Naruto tracks, or... because there's a character named Naruto in that game. Oh yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog. So I haven't gotten all the endings. I grew up with the GameCube version, but I have the GameCube version, yeah. So now, it's not the same copy I had. I got that brand new when it came out 20 years ago. In fact, it turns 20 in 5 days. I remember when it came out. Unfortunately, I lost my pet that day. It came out, so I always remember the release date, November 15th, 2005. It's an okay game. I would say it's not terrible, but again, it's not the best. But Shadow and Sonic are my two favorite characters. I can't pick one over the other. But it was very much a product of 2005. I can tell you that. I was a teenager when it came out. I was 15 when it came out. And it was definitely a Sonic game that was supposed to be targeted towards my demographic. Edgy teenagers who were playing other games like, I don't know, like, at the time I was still playing Sonic. Oh, poor Silver. The only playable games he was ever... Okay, the only games he's been playable in not counting racing games, was Sonic 06. Every other game he's been in has been in. I forgot they did that. Sneaky. But I think the only other game, yeah, he's been in 06. He's in Rivals and Rivals 2, which I own. They're all racing games, except for 06. And of course he's in the new one. And I think, is he a playable character in Rumble? I haven't played that one. I played the beta. I got to play the closed beta of that. Oh no. Oh, well. Game over. I'll just have to reload my save. But yeah, poor Silver. The game he debuted in is arguably one of the worst. People say it's the worst. Oh wow. Sonic Retro screen's broken. Now, yeah, I would say, in my opinion, worst Sonic game is Sonic Jam for the Gamecom. Sonic Genesis for the Game Boy Advance is bad. And I guess I get punished for that. Yeah, I have Rivals in Rivals 2 and Rush Adventure, and I haven't played either one. I need to play them at some point. I don't have a way to record footage from that, but yeah, the pattern load cues are broken there. And then of course I do own Sonic Sega All-Star Racing and Transformed. I have those on Steam. Oh yeah, that port is terrible. Stealth. Simon Tomley, he was working on a proof of concept, and he ported over, I want to say, Green Hill and Emerald Hill, I think, to the Game Boy Advance, showing, hey, you guys could have done this a lot better. And I'm not mistaken, I think Demps was the company that made that port. If you know, they also made Sonic 4. I think. I'm gonna say, I might be thinking of a different game, actually. Could have been Sonic Advance they made. I know it was a Sonic Game Boy Advance game that they worked on. Also, I love this song. It's from Dyna Brothers 2. And this version's better than the version that's actually in that game. That is another game I will not play because A, it's another game that has not been translated as far as I know, and B, I don't like real-time strategy games. This is a real-time strategy game. It's got a good soundtrack. Like a really good soundtrack. And I used to have the music downloaded on my old computer. I know on my very first computer, the one I used, like when I first joined Sonic Retro, I forgot that was released on Wii U. I had, like I said, I have a Wii U. Poor Wii U. I think it's underrated. I like it better than Wii. I know it's unpopular, but paved the way for the Switch. Of course, the Switch is way better, but I own a few Sonic games on the Switch, but I prefer to play them on my Xbox so I can get achievements. I also have a few on my PS5 though too. Like I have Frontiers on PS5, I have Superstars on PS5. Cause I got physical copies of those. Cause I would love to own physical copies of all the Sonic games. There's a few I need to get physical copies of. Gotta troll me with the fire shield again. I love songs on the Genesis that use the send wave. So, you mean to tell me that doesn't protect me from fireballs from the gargoyle? Programming error, or is it a feature? But yeah, I love songs on a Genesis that use the PSG parts for their main melody. Nice. Guess I gotta reload. made it to the final boss and died before the final boss. Yeah, I wish Nintendo gave us achievements on the Switch too. Oh yeah, take your time. No, we don't want to start a game. I'll be losing my save. This is from Dangerous Seed. And again, I like this version of the song better. It actually has jump. There we go. Forgot the boss just takes one hit. There we go. I didn't get all the Chaos Emeralds, but I mean, Megamix. I forgot how broken that looks. Oh yeah. Man, Stealth, Upthorn, Tweaker. Not really active. Chimpo's active still, but he used to be a Game Test Tech members. I was not a Tech member then. Steven UK, Rob, all these oldies. Xenosuit's still around, but he's mainly in the Discord server. Tweaker's not around anymore because of stuff that happened. DRX is around, just not in the Sonic community. None of those other people are really around anymore. Yeah, try again, I know. And I know you're supposed to be able to go to Act 4 of each level, but they didn't program that in all the way. But you can go to the level select. Oops. I did not mean to select something. Dang it. Oops. We're gonna reset that. Cause I wanna go back to the level select now. Now that I beat the game without all the Chaos Emeralds, I think Sonic Origins. Well, I don't have the PC version, but I can see if I can hook up or connect my Xbox to my channel, and I can play it that way. Cause I do like Origins. Oh dang it, I did it again. To be fair though, Origins is technically all the Genesis games. But I mean, they have enhancements, and I could play mirror mode. What is your favorite Sonic game? Like, anyone watching it, I want to hear it. I do have Sonic Mania on PC, so I can play that. But that's going to be for a different day. Because on Mondays, I'm just going to be playing mods. But eventually, I would like to play just standalone Sonic games. So we're going to mess around with all the Act 4s of each zone. But I don't think there's really much. Man, it's a debugger level select. That's why it's confusing. I'm like, what is all this? Let's see. I think it's this one that has my favorite song. But yeah, basically on Mondays, I'm going to be playing, like, ROM hacks. Yeah, here we go. This is my favorite Genesis remix of Stardust Speedway Good Future. And I am gonna be playing games other than Sonic at some point. Like, I'll probably be playing some Pokemon ROM hacks and some Mega Man stuff. But I definitely want to keep playing Sonic because it's my favorite. I mean, my username is SonicQ1011, so. Alright. That's right, they didn't put the boss back in there. Yeah, originally, this was supposed to have Act 4s, you know. Oh, is that like... I always wondered why. Knuckles Chaotix, I would love to see that get another port. Because I own a copy of it, but it's super expensive to get if you don't have it. And it would be nice if we got another port of that, because I think it was only released again on GameTap, which was like an emulator, I think, that you can download from the internet, but like you had to have a subscription, and this is back in the late 2000s. Here, let's go to the normal level select. I love this song. This is from Cosmic Carnage. Now, I know, yeah, Spinball 16-bit, yeah, it's not part of that. I have that. That's an interesting game. It's not difficult. It's just kind of time consuming. Also, yeah, this does not have the Act 4s. But... Let's see who character 2 was. I think it might be Tails. Let's see if it loaded in the character or not. No, it's Knuckles. Oh no, it's Mighty. Oh yeah. What I'm doing now is playing on an emulator because I don't have my Sega CD hooked up. Because my Elgato capture device doesn't work on with my Sega CD. But yeah, that's another option you can do. Because it is very expensive. Not only for the game itself, but for the 32X. The 32X is expensive now. But I got mine in 2007. I got mine for $20. So Mighty is the second character. And I'm glad Mighty and Ray are back in the games again. He does not have... That's right. Mighty in this game, he plays like Sonic would. Unlike Sonic 3. Where he's got the shield abilities. So he doesn't have the wall climbing. I know a lot of people are upset that Spinball 16-bit didn't make it in. Oh yeah, Fang. Fun fact, Sonic Triple Trouble runs on the same engine as Sonic 2 8-bit and Sonic Chaos. And I know because I hacked those games. Triple Trouble is good, but I prefer Chaos. I like the music better. And here we go, Mighty's got his music from Knuckles Chaotix. Because he was from Knuckles Chaotix. But actually, he debuted in Sega Sonic the Hedgehog. Which, I would love to play that game at some point. I've never played that one. I would love to see that become part of a collection, but they have issues emulating the trackball to control the characters. So that's why it's never been in a collection. Because I think it was supposed to be in Mega Collection back in the day, but it didn't make its way in there because they couldn't emulate the trackball. Which it would have been nice to see if they could try to do that now, and make it be part of Origins. But that didn't happen. Oh well. Now, Superstars, I need to beat that. I made it pretty... It happened again. No! Oh, I hit the goalpost instead of the Chaos Emerald. Dang it. Well, darn. Welcome back. So I beat the game as Sonic, and now I'm just messing around. Yeah, the music's okay, but Sonic 1 on the Game Boy Advance is bad. It's terrible. And yeah, I wanted a physical copy of it, just so it could be part of my collection. I remember when I first played it, I was like, oh man, this really is bad. So everyone's talking about it. And I remember seeing it in stores when I was younger, but I never got a copy. I kind of glad I didn't back then, but I don't know. I wish I had it. I still need to get Sonic Advance 2. I don't have that one. I have Advance 1 and Advance 3. Ooh. But yeah, this is definitely making me want to make a ROM hack of Sonic 1 8-bit. Which I eventually will once I'm at a decent spot with my disassembly. Oh jeez. Now, I gotta ask if anyone is watching that makes ROM hacks. If you could, send them to me in like an email, that'd be awesome. I don't know if they count it as canon since it's made by fans. I know they count like everything that happened at a certain point canon, but I don't know about that since it's a fan game. I need to read the comics, like the IDW comics. I've read some of them and I have some of them, but I haven't made it far in that. And then I know they did a crossover with DC recently, and I wish they would have crossed over with the Teen Titans, because Raven's my favorite, and it would have been cool to see Shadow and Raven interact. Because that's... Oh yeah, I love the movies. I seen them too in theaters when they first came out. Like, I seen one like multiple times when they came out. That reminds me, I need to get a copy of 3. Oh yeah, the comics are canon, for sure. But I don't think Triple Trouble 16-bit is, because it's a fan game. But I need to get the Sonic 3 on disc, because I like having physical. Yeah, this is from Sonic Advance 3, right? Or is it 1? Might be 1. Yeah, Sunset Hill. That was Advance 3, though, wasn't it? I can't remember. It's one of the games I know I have. It's not Advance 2. I know it's either Advance 3 or 1. Because I thought it was cool that they had a remix of Green Hill Zone. Uh-oh. Got some collision glitches going on. Path swappers somewhere. Okay, so Advance 3, okay. I couldn't remember. I played through a good chunk of that game, but never finished it. And I never got any of the Chaos Emeralds in any of the Sonic Advance games. Oop. There we go. Because I know it's kind of a pain to get into the special stages. Now, the Shantae games I need to play. Uh-oh. Yeah, I've never played any of the Shantae games. I own one. I know that's a series I need to play at some point because I heard it's good. Oh, you already played Advanced one? Like I said, I barely played Sonic Advance 3. I think I made it pretty far. Same with Advance 1, but I can never get the Chaos Emeralds. Because I don't even know how you get them. Like, I think you have to find like a special spring or something in the first one. Maybe? I think Half Genie Hero might be the one I have. I have to take a look at my collection. One of my old coworkers gave me that, like, over a decade ago, so I can't remember, honestly. So, I started with, Yellow version. So, I started playing Pokemon when I was 9, so this is way back in the day when Pokemon was, like, popular. My best friend got me into this series. He gave me a bunch of Pokemon cards, and then he gave me a old Game Boy with a copy of Yellow. But I had to give him back that copy of Yellow because his mom thought I stole it. I didn't. He gave it to me. So then I got a copy of Blue version shortly after. So, been playing since 1999. And I still love the, the Gen 1 games a lot. I have a playthrough of just Machop and Pokemon Red on my channel if you want to watch it. That's like the only Pokemon challenge video I did other than a randomizer I did. Where everything was like randomized and it was Red version. So I ran it through like a Pokemon randomizer. So that was cool. But my favorite generation of Pokemon is Gen 3. I love Emerald. But I grew up with Ruby. I didn't have Emerald when I was younger. Wanted to get it, but it was expensive. Because Ruby version was actually the first Pokemon game I completed my Pokedex in. Oh yeah, Shantae Have Genie Hero, that came out on the Game Boy Color, didn't it? So I thought that series started on the Game Boy Color. So you missed out on Generation... give me a second, I'm gonna read the comments, sorry. I missed out on Generation 6... Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh man, Gen 5 is so good. That really stinks that you got your DS stolen. I let someone borrow some of my games when I was younger, and in fact, I lost my Leaf Green version because of this. I let this person borrow Leaf Green, I let him borrow Digimon World 3 on the PS1, and Teen Titans on the Game Boy Advance, and he only gave me Digimon World 3 back. So I lost my copy of Pokemon Leaf Green, and my copy of Teen Titans. And I was not happy, and I never replaced my copy of Leaf Green. Or replaced my copy of Teen Titans, so that's cheaper. Now, Gen 6 I'm not too much of a fan of. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Shantae 1 came out on multiple platforms because it got remade. But Gen 6 was my second least favorite generation, and I know I'm probably gonna get hate for this, but Gen 4 is my least favorite. And I love Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but Diamond, I just couldn't get into Diamond. I had Diamond version, and I thought it was so slow, like frame rate wise, and the frame rate, and I don't know. I couldn't get into it, but Platinum fixed those issues, so. I do have Legends ZA, but I haven't played it yet. I got it from a friend. I did play the first Legends game, Legends Arceus, and I loved it. Even though I never finished it. I made it to the last, like, Volo, I think that's his name. But I never beat him. I need to go back and beat that. But yeah, Emerald's definitely my favorite. Gen 5 super underrated. I think it got overhated. I have Black 2 and I never finished it, but the first games were good. Oh, that'd be cool. I never played Battle Revolution. I'm not good when it comes to coming up with teams. I'm really not good at strategic battling in Pokemon. Like, that just goes way over my head. Like, EVs, DVs, all that stuff goes over my head. I just play for fun. I don't do competitive. Because I know, like, effort values, it's just, I don't know, it just confuses me. And I know people like to breed their Pokemon and wait till they hatch a good Pokemon with good stats, but I don't do that. Now, I still play Pokemon Go, since we're on the subject of Pokemon. I play daily, but at the very least all I do is just catch a Pokemon. I haven't actually been to a Pokestop or anything like that, but... And my favorite Pokemon of all time, Incineroar. I love that Pokemon. It's dark type, and it's a cat. Cats are my favorite animals, so... And if I was a trainer, I'd be a dark type trainer. But I'd have to think about what Pokemon I would want on my team other than Incineroar. But it would definitely be on my team for sure. Because Litten is my favorite starter. Looks like I'm not getting all the Chaos Emeralds in this run either. Yeah, it is confusing. Everything's canon now. That's what Sega said. Oh, so did Haunter... Okay, now I don't think... Like I said, I didn't finish Arceus. I'm assuming Haunter and Kadabra still evolve by trading. Just like in the main series games, right? Speaking of Haunter, I always loved this evolutionary line. Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar, definitely my favorite ghost Pokemon, I would say. Oh yeah, Sonic Chronicles. I don't know, I think they did say everything up to a point. I think after a certain point was canon. I don't know if that counts, though. Now, if you like Pokemon, you should totally play this game called Cassette Beasts. Cassette Beasts, it's on, like, Steam, it's on pretty much all the current consoles. Came out in 2023. It is an indie game, and it's friggin' amazing. I played through it, and I want to play through it again. But I highly recommend it if you're a Pokemon fan. It's probably, like, I haven't played too many Pokemon clones. I played Pow World, but I barely played that. I tried playing Dual Revolution, I think it was called. But, I don't know, that game was weird. I never played Temtem. I have it. My friend gave me that, and he played it a little bit, but I don't know. I usually don't like playing massive online multiplayer games or whatever, and that's what that game is. So. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I was wondering because I was gathering up shields, and I forgot that's his ability. Because he's kind of like Sonic in this ROM hack. Like, he plays kind of like Sonic would if Sonic had the elemental shields from, like, Sonic 3. Of course, Sonic has his own moveset. Like he's got the light speed dash, and then homing attack. I was struggling with this boss earlier as Sonic, and here I am again. I lost my ring. Oop. I got a game over against this boss. I just gotta remember, if I sit in a certain spot, it makes it easy to dodge his attacks. But I keep forgetting that. I do love that the monitors, they change depending on which character you're playing as. And since I'm playing as Mighty, they're the monitors from Knuckles Chaotix. And of course, when I was playing as Sonic, they were the monitors from Sonic 1. Also, you know, I gotta say, I prefer this version of Eggman's theme to his final version in Sonic 2. I don't know why, I like the grittiness of it. And I kind of think Robotnik's theme from Sonic 2, 16-bit, is kind of funny sounding. I don't know why. I always laughed at it. But then, like, his theme from Sonic 1 on the Master System and Game Gear is even funnier. I don't know why. I think it's funny, but... And I do love that each boss has a different theme. Oops, I jumped at the wrong time. Now, I will say, there are Sonic hacks I'm not gonna play. Like, the Kaizo hacks. I'm not playing those. I suck at those. I'm not a fan of very difficult hacks. Or, like, Sonic 3 Master Edition. So that was a pain to play in the contest. Oh boy. Just because I'm not good at those type of hacks. I know some people like those hacks, but I'm not a fan of those ones. Where it's like impossible to beat, or you gotta keep trying things over and over again. But my favorite hack for the hacking contest this year was Sonic to be a star. And I voted for that as #1. Yeah, you don't like Kaizo hacks either, Blue Hedgehog Man 17. Even when it comes to like other franchises like Pokemon, I guess it'll be like a Nuzlocke then I'm thinking of. But I don't think I'd ever do a Nuzlocke challenge either. I don't know, I want to play the game, have fun. I don't want it to be too hard, but... And I know there's an audience for that type of hack, but I'm just not that person that likes it. And I jumped at the wrong time. Oops. Well, I shut the damage boost. Oops. Probably gonna get a game over again. That's funny. Now, this is random, but I was thinking... First, for some reason, my wife did not like Mighty or Knuckles, but now Knuckles is her favorite character, and I was just randomly thinking of that because I'm playing as Mighty. I don't know why she didn't like these two. I think it's neat though because I think Mighty and Ray came to be because there was this game that was supposed to come out, like Sega Sonic Bros. It was like a puzzle game, and it had like Sonic and then his brothers, which was like a red colored Sonic and then a yellow Sonic, and then they evolved into Ray and Mighty, and I thought that was pretty neat. because there was a prototype that was released of that game, and I know someone was working on porting it to the Genesis. There's Dustin Odell on YouTube who was doing that, but I don't know if he ever finished that. No children. We have a cat. Child free. We never really wanted kids. We thought about it in the past, but then I'm like, eh. But if you want to have kids, cool. That's just not for me. I'm a cat guy. But we do want to get another kitten. Our cat is named Mochi, and he is only 2. But we do want to get another cat eventually. Oop. Oop. Guess I didn't press the B button or whatever. I don't know what I have this map to. I'm assuming it's B. I like to do that. I always like, when I'm waiting, I always like to dance to the music, I like to say. Oop. Well. Ooh. Oh no. Oh. Well. Eggman is so happy. He defeated Mighty. Also, I don't think I have a save file because I think since I was playing that through the level select, it didn't save it. So I'll probably mess around a little bit more. Maybe I'll play a Shadow. Or go to the level select. I wanna go to the, like, cause yeah, the debugging level select actually has like the Act 4s that you can't normally play. So that's neat that they have that in there. It's just for, you know, debugging purposes. And I forgot, I think, yeah, you can play the original game, can't you? I don't know. And I was messing around with, Starry Night Zone Act 4 because I love that version, the Genesis remix of Stardust Speedway Good Future. We'll go to this level. Why not? I love this song too. This is a nice remix. Title Tempest. Good Future. But yeah, I definitely prefer the Japanese soundtrack to Sonic CD. I know I already said that. Now, I'm pretty sure some of these acts I'm not going to be able to finish. So, I've watched Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog when I was a kid. I did not watch Saturday Morning. And I need to go back and actually watch that. I used to have some of the Archie comics when I was younger. But I lost them. Because at the time, I think this might be an act I can't beat. But, so at the time when I had them, my room kind of flooded because it was in the room where my water heater was for the house or whatever, because I grew up in a trailer. But, so that ruined my Archie comics, so I had to get rid of them. I had a few of them. I didn't have a whole bunch. And this is stuff from, like, the early 2000s, so I was about 11 years old when I had them, so this was, like, 2001. But, I know, I need to go back and rewatch Saturday Morning Sonic. I know a lot of people love that. And, you know, it's based around Archie. I need to go back and watch Sonic X. The only Sonic series I actually sat down and watched the whole thing of was Sonic Prime. And I remember when Sonic Boom came out, I watched it a little bit, and the show wasn't bad. And Fire and Ice on the 3DS isn't that bad. But, and Shadow Crystal was okay. But of course, I did not like Rise of Lyric. Like I said, honestly, that's my least favorite Sonic game. Other than Sonic Jam for the Game.com. It's not good. But yeah, I need to go back and watch all the Sonic shows. I would love to own a copy of the OVA, the Sonic the Hedgehog original video animation. I think that's what it stands for. I don't know, but I watched that before. Oh, Foxbox, I remember that. See, at the time that Sonic X came out, I was obsessed with Teen Titans and Cartoon Network, so I was watching that channel more than anything. Which, if you don't know this, my username in the Sonic community is Raven Freak. Because I love Raven from Teen Titans. She's like my favorite character of all time. Not counting Sonic and Shadow. So, that's my other, like, special interest. I love the Teen Titans 2003 animated series. Don't like Go, though. I used to like it when it first came out, but then I stopped liking it when it just got weirder. But... which is why I wish they did a crossover with the Titans, but at least Tails got to meet Cyborg, so I guess that's cool. Still need to read those comics, too. So I'm just gonna go to these Act 4s now. It takes a bit to load because it's a Sega CD game. Oh yeah, I've made a few. I made, if you ever heard of the hack Ring the Ring for the, it's a hack of Sonic 1 where you play as a ring and you collect Sonic heads. I made that one. I was working on a Sonic 2 8-bit hack called Sonic 2 Remixed, but I stopped working on it. A lot of my stuff, like, I don't know, I'm bad about starting a project and not finishing it. I have a Sonic Chaos disassembly that I've been working on off and on, but I've been really focusing on my Sonic 1 Game Gear disassembly. And you can check it out if you want. It's on GitHub, but the version I have on my computer is newer. I just want to make a few more touches before I upload a newer version. It's nowhere near complete. Right now I'm going through a lot of the logic, because the disassembler split a lot of the stuff that was code into data to hex files, so I'm basically going through and converting it all to assembler code. I pressed the B button, I remember. I am a judge in the Sonic Hacking Contest, and I've been a judge for the past 2 or 3 years, I want to say. I think it's been 3 years now. But yeah, I mainly do 8-bit hacks, but I made a few 16-bit hacks. But yeah, I've been on Sonic Retro. I know I've said this already. I've been on there for almost 17 years. But maybe I'll enter something in the contest next year. I don't know. Because another big problem of mine is I'm not good at art, and I'm not good at music hacking. Like, I can look at the game's code and, like, mess around and add some new stuff, because I made a few tutorials also for Sonic 2 for the Master System, because there was a disassembly of that. I am 35. I just turned 35 this year. So I'm probably an older... much older Sonic fan. I remember I joined someone's live stream. Don't remember whose it was, and I was the oldest one watching. Cause I'm like, yeah, I'm like an old Sonic fan. I've been playing Sonic since I was 4. And everyone was like, oh man, I've been playing since the early 2000s when I was a kid. And I'm like, that would made me feel old. But yeah, I'm 35. So I'm one of the old Sonic fans. But I know there's older in the fandom. Oh, so you're the same age as me. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I turned 35 back in May. So I don't know when you turned 35. So one of us is older. Be crazy if we're born on the same day. I went to school with this girl who happened to share a birthday with me. Like, she was born on the same day as me, but I don't know what time she was born. I never asked her. I didn't really talk to her. I was a quiet kid, though. I kept to myself when I was a kid. Ah, okay. So I'm a little older than you, but my wife's 2 months older than me. She was born in March of 1990, so... I like to say, I think we grew up in a good time. Because we got to see 8-bit games, we got to see 16-bit games, and then the jump to 3D. I remember getting my PlayStation. Now, I got it late. I got it in 2001. But I love that. I remember getting it because I'm... You're a winner. You're winner. You are winner. I love that. But, I got my PS1, and it was funny, the way I got it was my mom used to work at a hotel, and someone left their PS1 in the room, and they never came back to claim it. So I got my PS1 that way. So my favorite Nicktoon is Rugrats. That was my favorite one growing up. But I loved Doug. Hey Arnold. When I was a kid, I liked Ren and Stimpy, but I don't like it as an adult now. I did not like Invader Zim. I know a lot of people liked it. I just thought it was a little over the top. Didn't really watch Cat Dog much. I liked the Wild Thornberries. And then, like I said, in the early 2000s, when Teen Titans came out, I made the switch to watching Cartoon Network. But I also I didn't have cable for a while, so I would watch. I actually watched Teen Titans the first time via Kids WB. But I would also watch. Oh, what else? Pokemon, of course. Watched Pokemon. I stopped watching after 4Kids stopped making the dub because I didn't care for Ash's voice. I watched Digimon. Frontier. That's my favorite season. I love season 4. Oh yeah, I loved Legends of the Hidden Temple was my favorite. I wanted to go on that show, but I was too young. Yeah, it was like airing when we were like 3 or 4. So I was too young to go on there, but I wanted to go on there so bad. I also, now I didn't watch it as a kid, but Nick Arcade was so cool, and I wish I watched that as a kid. And I wish that lasted longer than like a few seasons. Another one, Double Dare. Now I didn't watch Double Dare. I watched Double Dare 2000. And I can't forget about SpongeBob. I still love SpongeBob. But, like, Club SpongeBob, that's my favorite episode. Absolutely love it. Newer Nicktoons, like I said, I like Danny Phantom. I did watch that. Other ones I watch that aren't Nicktoons, but I don't know if you ever watched Fillmore. A lot of people didn't, but I like that. Ingrid Third was voiced by Tara Strong. So I used to call her the other Raven. Because she was also a goth girl, but... So I watched that. I also watched The Weekenders. I don't know if you remember that. Pepper Ann, I watched a little bit of that. But... what other ones did I watch? I'm trying to think of other cartoons I watch. Watched a few. And then, like... yeah, see, I didn't watch that. I think at that point, like I said, I think I was really watching other shows. And I feel like games and sports, I feel like that was more popular. I don't know, I feel like maybe that was on Noggin more. I didn't have Noggin because I live in the US, so I think that was more of a Canadian thing. But I also used to watch PBS too when I was young. Like Arthur. Loved Arthur. The Busy World of Richard Scarry. I think that was one I watched. I used to, when I was really little, I loved Barney. I mean, what kid didn't? Or 90s kid, I should say, you know. Other ones that I watch. I'm missing some. I can't think of them right now. Oh yeah, that's right. It was moved to Cartoon Network. It was on Kids WB, and then it moved to Cartoon Network. Because I remember rewatching. Excuse me. I watched the Indigo Plateau. Then the season after that, and I would rewatch those. Because I remember waiting for like Teen Titans to come on, and I would watch that on there. I don't know what level I'm gonna play. What's this? We're just gonna pick something. Oh, the special stage. Oh, it's original special stage. That's what that stands for. Well, I guess I'll get a Chaos Emerald finally. So I'm good at these ones. Oh, man. I don't remember the teams, honestly. Oh, Jesus, Bergen. Was it Monkeys? Was that one? It's been a long time since I've seen it. So, I don't remember the teams. But I remember, I always wanted to go on there. Because they would go through, and they would have to assemble the little monkey head. And then sometimes the little Native American dudes or whatever would come and grab you. And I thought that would freak me out though as a kid. I was pretty much like Chucky when I was a kid. Chucky from Rugrats, not Chucky from Child's Play, but guessing these are the new special stages. Where's my cursor? Yeah, that doesn't work yet. Now this song's from Mega Man. Mess around with the sound test, I guess. This is my ringtone whenever people text me. So if I hear that I'm playing a game, I have to look at my phone and be like, oh yeah, that's not my phone. Oh yeah, definitely green monkeys, because green's my favorite color. So yes, definitely the green monkeys. That was my favorite. I can tell you that. What about yours? I am the ultimate life form. Edgy the Hedgy, as I like to call him. Because he's super edgy. Oh, is he? I have to look that up. I know recently I think up to season 4 of the Teen Titans soundtrack that was used in the background was just recently uploaded to YouTube. And I think it's on Spotify too. So if you recognize my username from Sonic Retro, are you on Sonic Retro? And are you a fellow techie? Because I'm a tech member there. Because I'm a nerd. That's what I like to say. That word does not bother me. Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm on Sonic Retro, and I'm also on Sonic Stuff Research Group, SSRG. I'm part of the Discord servers for both, but I don't get on Discord that often. But my username's the same there. The only place is not the same as here, but I do have a channel called The Raven Freak, but it's unrelated to this one. I was going to try to separate the two to where I was going to talk about ROM hacking on that one and keep this one separate from that, but That didn't really happen. This was my first channel. I made this back in 2008. Oh yeah. What was your favorite ROM hack this year? If you had to pick, like, oh, okay. The game just crashed. I don't know what happened. The game just did not like that. This is very unstable, though. Whatever I did, the game did not like that. I voted for Sonic the Hedgehog to be a star. That was my favorite hack of this year. And I gave it the Sonic trophy. Or play as Knucks. Play as Knuckles. It's kind of sad to see that there were no 8-bit hacks this year, but I know a lot of people don't hack those games, so I'm one of the few. I know there's other people. Oh, Shadow and Sonic 1, that's a classic. Now this song, if I'm not mistaken, is from Advance 1. I could be wrong though. This is my favorite ROM hack of all time. I had to pick. If I had to pick, I think this would be my favorite. But there's so many good ones that I've played throughout the years. It's hard to keep track. I could be biased as this was the first ROM hack I ever played, so... But for the time, in 2008, this hack was very impressive. Because now you see a lot of these character hacks, and... You know, it's cool to see what people can do. But this was a time where it was very impressive to see a character hack. And especially to see a hack of a Sonic game ported to the Sega CD. That was huge. Because towards the beginning of my stream, I was kind of talking about how, like, Sonic ROM hacking, I feel like, is a little bit behind. Like, I don't know how we can improve it, and maybe it was... I did mention that maybe some of the tools can be tweaked to be easier for people to do it. Because I feel like right now, I don't know, Sonic 1... Like, Sonic ROM hacking seems to not be doing as great as, like, mods of, like, the 3D Sonic games. And there's a lot of untapped potential. And I'm gonna repeat myself now, because I said this earlier, but, I feel like there's a lot of potential, untapped potential, like, from the 8-bit games. I just died. You know, I need to play more Mario games. On Saturdays, I've been live streaming Super Mario RPG. I've been playing that for the first time. I'm almost done. I made it to Bowser's Castle. I played a bit of Kirby. I love Kirby's Dream Land. That was such a good game on the Game Boy. I really need to get back into The Legend of Zelda. I only played a little bit of that series. My cousin loves The Legend of Zelda. That's his favorite series for sure. He used to play it because he had the collection on the GameCube when we were kids. So he would come over. He's a couple years younger than me, though. He was born in '92, but he'd come over during the summertime, and he'd bring his GameCube games, and we'd play video games during the summer. He loved Zelda. Yeah, I have yet to play the remaster of that one. Like I said, I want to play the original. I want to play through the original before I play that, because I have it on the Switch. But I also don't have a way to record footage from my Switch right now. And I kind of wanted to do that, like, on a live stream later on, after I beat, like, probably not directly after I beat the original, because I don't know what game I want to play next, but on Saturdays I feel like I'm going to start just keep playing RPGs. Oh yeah, Majora's Mask and, well, Ocarina of Time and then Majora's Mask. I remember when those came out. Those I definitely need to play. Like I said, I really haven't played much of the Zelda games. Like, I'm really into Tomb Raider, like the old Tomb Raider games. Because I had the first game as a kid, And I remember one of my friends who had I had a crush on her back in the day. She helped me play through the game. We used to play that all the time. And then later on, I got the sequels. I beat 1, I beat 2, but I made it pretty far in Tomb Raider 3. But that game's difficult. And I haven't really played much of the other ones. I did play Anniversary. I beat that, and I thought that was fun. Oh, dang it. That was Eggman. I love Mega Man. Definitely love the Mega Man series. My favorite, definitely, Mega Man 8 is my favorite classic Mega Man game. I have the Saturn version. I love that version. Mega Man Legends and Mega Man X4. Those are my favorites in the series. And I love Mega Man Legends. That is such a good game. I had the sequel, and I made it towards the end of the game, but I never finished that. I still need to play through all the Battle Network games, and I know they're about to come out with the Star Force collection. And I also need to play the Zero games, too. I barely played any of those. But I definitely want to play more Zelda games. I definitely need to play them. And definitely Kirby, too, because, like I said, I love Kirby's Dream Land. Such a good game. I need to play a lot more Mario games, because I've never beat a Mario game in my life. Because I played the first one, played a little bit of the second, and the third game. Made it pretty far in Super Mario Land. I almost beat Wario Land 3. Now, I would say 9, 10, and 11, like, especially 9, I feel like 9's pretty difficult, but it's because they went back to, like, the 8-bit style. Because they're all part of the Legacy Collection, which, it's a good collection, but I personally prefer the old Anniversary Collection, because it had, there is a problem, though, because I think the GameCube version switches the controls around a little bit, but the versions of, like, Mega Man 2, 3, 4, and 5, they all have the Rockman, the Rockman Collects, I think that's what it's called, or it was for the PlayStation. It only came out in Japan, but they had, like, enhanced music, and I love the music in those games. Whereas Legacy Collection only has the original NES games, so it's missing that. I don't suggest playing Mega Man 64. It's not as good as Legends on the PlayStation. But, I mean, you can play it if you want, but it's definitely inferior. I kind of want to play it at some point. There we go. I have a really soft spot for Legends, because my grandma gave me that game when I was 10, and she passed away when I was 16, so she's no longer with us. So I hold a special place in my heart for that game. It took me years to beat it. It was pretty difficult, but Mega Man 64, I do want to play that possibly on live stream at some point, just to see how different it is from the PlayStation version, because I'm used to that version. 7's great. I love 7. Yeah, I think it's kind of odd that they switched those up like that. They split it up. But 7's cool. Now, Mega Man and Bass. That game's difficult. Yeah, she was a good woman. She passed away when I was 16, so she's been gone for a while now, but she passed away. It was early November of 2006. So it's been 19 years, but it was hard, but thank you. So whenever I play Legends, Mega Man Legends, I think of her. But I want Mega Man and Bass to come out on a collection. That game's very difficult. I used to have it for the Game Boy Advance, but I lost it when I moved out of my parents' house when I was in my 20s. But, I played the Super Famicom version of it, too. And honestly, I prefer the music from the Game Boy Advance version, but I could be biased because I played that version first. Likewise, Rayman. That's another series I like. And I played the first game, but I originally played it on the Game Boy Advance. So I prefer the Game Boy Advance version's soundtrack, but I also have the PC version. Yeah, Mega Man 64 is not that good, I've heard. You're better off playing the PlayStation version. But if you want to play Mega Man 64, be my guest. It's not as good as the PlayStation version, is what I've heard. I've never played it, because I've only played the PlayStation version. But since I love the PlayStation version, I don't know if I want to play Mega Man 64. I might play it just to see how different it is. Now, speaking of the Nintendo 64, I want to play Quest 64 on this channel. That might be the next RPG I play. I don't know. But I only do that on Saturdays. Because I heard that game's not that great. But... Oh, and another series I like, Final Fantasy. I love Final Fantasy. My favorite being 5, actually. But I also love 6. 7's good. I personally think it's overrated. It's good. But I feel like there's other games in the series that are better. Ooh, I almost made it all the way. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna actually go through and play the whole Final Fantasy VII Remake. I might wait until it's all out, but... I don't know. Oh, that's fine. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Another series, I only played the first game in, I want to play the other games in. Breath of Fire. The first one was good. I got lost in the second one. And another one, Shining Force. I played the first game, but I got lost in the second one. I tried playing Shining in the Darkness, but I haven't played that. So technically I haven't played the first game, because that's technically the first game. But that's a dungeon crawler. And I want to play Phantasy Star. I played a little bit of the first game on the Master System, but I didn't make it that far. I think I got lost in one of the dungeons and gave up. But I want to give it a shot, man. I might just wait and play one of the Genesis games, though. Those ones are probably better anyway. And then another game I want to play, Phantasy Star Online. Oh, jeez. Now, I know I have one of the games for the PSP, but it's in Japanese. Cause I own a few Japanese games, but I don't understand language. So I'll have to use like Google Translate to help me play. Cause I didn't grow up with the Oh jeez. I didn't grow up with the PSP, that's my wife's, but we share consoles, 'cause she's a gamer too. But our style is like what we like. She likes some of the things I like, but not everything. Like, I don't really care for Death Stranding, and she loves that game. That is the PlayStation version that's in Legacy Collection, not the Saturn. The Saturn version's never been any of those collections. I think it's just because it's hard to emulate, because the Sega Saturn's kind of hard to emulate. So it's missing some extra stuff. And personally, I think the soundtrack sounds better on the Saturn. With the exception of Grenade Man. It sounds better on the PlayStation version. Because Wily Stage 2 is my favorite Mega Man track of all time from Mega Man 8. But I prefer the Saturn version. And there are slight differences with how it was composed. Like, some of the instruments sound different compared to the between the Saturn version and the PlayStation version. It's really hard to explain in text and talking. It's kind of one of those things you gotta hear it to kind of hear the differences. Oh, I guess I can't climb up there. I don't know why I keep trying to do that. I could climb that wall, but... and... man. But yeah, my wife, she likes, Death Stranding. She likes indie games, too. She's been playing a lot of Ball X Pit. That's right. Keep forgetting. Knuckles cannot jump as high, you're right. Ah, the Sonic CD jump sound. You either love it or hate it. I'm indifferent to it. I don't think it's bad. But yeah, her and I mean, she played Sonic when she was a kid. She played Mario when she was a kid. She loves Pokemon, like I do. But, she loves The Sims, Death Stranding, Ball X Pit, a lot of indie games, like, she likes Animal Crossing, too, and Harvest Moon and stuff. Stardew Valley is another one of her favorites. But her favorite's Kingdom Hearts. For sure. That's her favorite. Makes me wonder when the fourth game's ever gonna come out. Oh, that's not looking good. Background got all messed up. Well, it is very unstable. Of all time, Incineroar is definitely my favorite Pokemon of all time. Now, my favorite starters from each generation. Bulbasaur from Gen 1, Gen 2 Cyndaquil, Gen 3 Mudkip, Gen 4 Piplup, Gen 5 Oshawott, Gen 6 Froakie, Gen 7 Litten, Gen 8, I'm trying to think, what was Gen 8? Sword and Shield. Oh, Scorbunny. Couldn't think. And then this recent generation, my favorite is, oh, I can't think of the name of the cat. Oh, my mind drew a blank. Springatito. But it's funny, I think I looked at all my favorite starters, and I think mostly I pick water and fire. Yeah, water types. With the exception of a few grass and fire. But really, there's only one grass that's my favorite, and that was Bulbasaur. Oh, butts. And of course, now in Legends ZA, I don't know who I'm gonna pick. I like Totodile. I'm not really a Chikorita fan, though. It's alright. I'm not really a fan of Tepig, either. So I guess I'm gonna pick Totodile. And I didn't look up and see what their secondary types are. God, this is so broken. There's no background. There's just a little chunk of grass right there. Oh, I died. Speaking of Pokemon, fun fact that just popped in my head. So, Ghost type was supposed to be super effective against Psychic, but due to a bug, it's not effective at all against Psychic types. There's also 2 Ghost type moves in Gen 1. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of one of those people Honestly, I feel like I don't know why they added two Jo- uh, Johto starters and then like one Gen 5, because like in the first game, you know, we had Oshawott, we had Cyndaquil, and I'm drawing a blank on the other one we had. I can't remember what the other Pokemon was that we had. Cause I picked Oshawott because I love Samurai, you know. Oh look, that was grass before it was part of the like the indoor portion of the graphics. But yeah, going back to Gen 1, now Gen 1 there was only two ghost type moves, Nightshade and Lick. But Nightshade is one of those fixed type, like those fixed damage moves, so it doesn't do super effective damage against anything. And Lick is super weak. It's got a power of 30 before weaknesses and all that. Oh, well, got a game over. That's right, yeah, Cyndaquil was in the last one. Oh. I heard a little bit of the title screen music there for a second. Did the game mess up again? No, it didn't. Man, I miss when hacks used that Sonic Retro screen. I think I'm just gonna mess around with the sound test a little bit before I stop streaming. Just so I could kind of talk. So let's get to the sound test. I guess I can go to the one that's in here. Can't remember what game this is from. I know in the cool sound test, this one, it tells you. Or I guess it just tells you when it plays. But then you can mess around with the tempo and pitch. Oh, I love that. But my favorite thing to do... Alright, listen to this. I mess with the tempo. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite song in this ROM hack. This remix of Stardust Speedway, Good Future. This used to be my favorite song in Sonic CD. But then I really like Quartz Quadrant Present. So that's my favorite now. But I like slowing it down all the way. I love that they added that. I know recently, I think it was Sonic won the Super Challenges that has a sound test very similar to this. And this is like the Knuckles Chaotix sound test. I love that. I know this is kind of boring now, but I just wanted to talk a little bit, because I'm probably going to stop streaming here in a little bit. But my favorite thing to do in the sound test, that's with the tempo, right? But then, love that. I love it when games would freeze like this and it was just be stuck on a note. Love doing that. But I would do that all the time. Now, unpopular opinion. This is a good song from Mega Man. Not the best in the franchise, and quite frankly, I would say it's the most overrated Mega Man track. But that's just me. It's good, but I still prefer Wily Stage 2 from Mega Man 8. Because I think this is from Mega Man 2. But it's probably ported over from the Wily Wars, which I have. But I have a repro. Oh, it's not really a repro. It's like a... I guess it is a repro, but it's like a... official one, I guess you could say. Like this is from Golden Axe 3. gonna say this is from Sonic Advance. Yeah, this is it right there. Let's see what this is from. Oh yeah, Shadow Squadron. Oh yeah, I think this ghost thing, I think that was supposed to be for Time Attack. Oh yeah, the spike bug, when we thought it was either a bug or a feature. Alright, we're gonna go back to the sound test. Oh yeah, this has a bug. If you play it from back, it glitches out. Yeah, this one's really unstable. But alright, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end my live stream for now, but I will be back on Saturday to live stream Super Mario RPG. On Mondays, I'm gonna be playing Sonic or Pokemon or maybe I'm gonna be playing ROM hacks, pretty much. I was hoping to get all the Chaos Emeralds, but I failed. But I might try to live stream on Thursday, see how that goes. I was gonna kind of do a throwback Thursday. Nice talking to you too. This is really fun. But yeah, I will be back on Saturday if you do want to watch me play Super Mario RPG. Try to stream on Thursday, but I do go back to work that day, so I'm not sure. But if not, I will see you Saturday for Super Mario RPG. I am almost done with it. I'm almost close to beating Smithy. But anyway, I will talk to you all later. You all have a good night. Stay safe out there. And I will be back on Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's when I live stream. So, take care.